from day one, when Porsche Taycan was unveiled, at that time it was called Mission E, it was obvious they're going for the same audience as Tesla Model S, and people were excited because, you know, competition is good, especially competition for a legacy manufacturer. Volkswagen Group, a legacy manufacturer, and there were three things that Porsche was promising in their Taycan that turned a lot of heads. People were excited about it. They thought that Porsche can really top Tesla in those three different categories, but now, when we're only about a month away from their official launch in September, two out of those three things have disappointed a lot of people. So I guess Porsche is kind of a really bad genie in a bottle there. But there's one more wish that was promised to us. A lot of people were excited about that actually came through this week. So let's talk about it right now.
Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric.
Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button down there so you don't miss anything moving forward. All right, so this is a picture from the fully charged segment that Porsche did a collab with to showcase this feature. And look at those eyes. I always liked Porsche's kind of a sad, froggish type of light. By the way, I like frogs. I like the fact that a lot of them look like little cute frogs. Like, check this out. Do you even? I can't even tell anymore. Look. Yeah. Anyway, just me, maybe, but I like that feature net. But anyway, so those sad eyes are, were part of this big PR stunt, which was a successful PR stunt. And but let's talk about two things that people were already kind of disappointed about, and then we'll get to this big one that just came through. And first of them was obviously the amazing look of the concept car. When it was unveiled, people were like, whoa, I'm in love, right? I know some Tesla Model S, like hardcore Tesla Model S owners that were like, if they can make this car, I will switch. It was just if it looks this way. So obviously a lot of people absolutely love it, including myself. I was lucky enough to actually see this in person, as you can see in the Monterey Car Week last year. It's pretty much a year ago, because the next one is coming next week, and I'm going to report there for you guys. I don't know if I'm going to see the Mission E concept car. I don't know if they're going to bring the Taycan. Who knows? But I'll definitely bring it to you from Monterey, California. But people were absolutely in love with it. But at the end of the day, once they started testing prototypes out and about and decreasing the camouflage, people realized that, this is what we're going to get. Now, this is not a bad looking car, I have to say. It looks very much like a Porsche, obviously. And, it's they had these lights even during this this test, which I love. Like, I remember I did a report about how much I love this new lights that they put on there during one of the last racing events that we're part of, and then people were quick to point it out that my old eyes could not see that this is all tape. So now I see it, and then I guess I'm disappointed that those are not going to be the real lights, though I think I was in a minority there. But anyway. So this is what it looks like. People go like, okay, but that's not what we expected, so that's very unfortunate. Now, the second thing that people are disappointed in is with Tesla promised the 350 kilowatt charging rate that was going to beat everybody by far. And the charging networks like Ionity in Europe and Electrify America here in the United States, they had their chargers ready, and they're out there now that can accommodate 350 kilowatt charge. But guess what? Very recently, Porsche announced that it's not going to be 350. It's going to be 250 at the launch, and then they'll get to 350 in a couple of years. Now, Tesla ever since the Porsche actually announced the Mission E, upped their superchargers to V3, and they're able to charge at 250 kilowatts for the Model 3 and up to 200 kilowatts for the Model S. So, even though technically Taycan will beat out Model S in this, it's still not as amazing and as 350 kilowatts. If they would have presented it as 250 in the first place, that would not be disappointed. That would still be like, whoa, that is still great. It matches Tesla and beats the Model S, so this is great. However, they decided to do it the other way around, so that turned out to be a second disappointment. But let's talk about what actually came through. And before that, a quick reminder that this video and this channel is sponsored by Byton. Check out their all-electric SUV coming to the US and Europe at the end of the next year. Look how fast and easy it is to make a reservation, mainly because there is no payment form. It is absolutely free to make your reservation. It takes about, look, judge for yourself, 30 seconds of your time. Go to the description of this video to reserve your Byton today. There's over 50,000 of us who already have. All right, so let's talk about the thing that actually happened. So fully charged host ended up, I guess they were one of the first ones to test drive this one, and they did 30 launches, 0 to 200 kilometers an hour, which is about 125 miles per hour, repeatedly. And when they timed the car in time, how well it did, the time varied by less than 1 second, which is pretty damn good. That means that this car is able to maintain the power at the launches over and over and over again and not have their battery overheat. Now, as you know, Tesla Model S has that problem, so a lot of people who really like taking them out on the track, they are not able to do that. As a matter of fact, people who are buying Tesla specifically to enjoy their racing experiences, they are going with a Model 3 that actually performs much better. But Porsche obviously is going to beat them both with this. This is pretty impressive. Now they're saying that there are a couple of reasons why they're able to do that. One is the way the motors are designed, and I don't want to get into the specific details because even I don't really understand them in some ways, but the output of the motors are very high up there, and at the same time it's easier to cool them, so that combination obviously helps. By the way, this is an 800 volt car. It normally is a 400 volt. I don't know if any consumers are going to care about it, but that's one of the specs that they're stats that they're flaunting out there. So I just wanted to mention 800. Now the secondly, obviously, is a cooling system that's able to cool the battery very, very quickly, so they can do those launches over and over and over again. Now that's great news, and unfortunately. In that same segment, there was nothing else revealed. It was just basically what I just told you. They weren't able to show the dashboard, or even the seats were covered. So unfortunately, that was just kind of that's the only piece of information that came out of it. But now let's think about it. Is this, and feel free to comment in the comment section. Is this enough to beat Tesla Model S? Because how many people really care about launching the car, unless you're just going specifically for a racetrack, right? Then if you're a racer, then absolutely. But in a day-to-day life, would you rather be able to do that multiple times and have a little bit of a worse 0 to 60 time? I believe it's about 3.4 seconds. Or if you're going with the performance and ludicrous mode and everything, then you can not launch over and over and over again in a short period of time at the racetrack or in a real life. But you're able to go 0 to 60 much, much faster at about 2.3, 2.4 seconds. Let me know. I think people will go for the latter. However, I am excited about Taycan's future because, again, it may not be as good as Tesla Model S, but I think some people will be loyal to the brand, loyal to just general legacy manufacturers, because a lot of people are kind of questioning, is Tesla going to be able to survive and all of that stuff. And at the same time, still being a pretty good looking car, a luxury car, which another thing that pretty much all legacy manufacturers who are producing luxury XUVs will, be able to top Tesla at. But I don't know if this is going to be enough. They said they have almost 30,000 reservations, and that's enough, for pretty much the rest of the 2020 production year. They're obviously still going to be ramping it up, so maybe going in 2021. But after that, will they be able to compete? I don't know. Obviously, Tesla will probably up their technology, and Porsche is going to be upping their technology. Don't forget, as I mentioned earlier, they're part of the Volkswagen group, and there's Audi and Volkswagen and Lamborghini that are all working on electric technology. So you never know. But this is definitely good news. Finally for Porsche, I'm looking forward to their unveiling, the official launch. No pun intended, really, but I guess there is some. And I'm looking forward. I have not been invited yet, so we'll see if I'll be watching it from my chair here, or I'll actually go, which I'm assuming is going to be in Germany. If I do, of course, I will report to you guys right from the unveiling. All right, quick shout out to one of my newer Patreons, Bruno Zanetti. Thank you so much for supporting the show. I'm a full-time YouTuber, so you guys obviously put bread on my table, so I thank you so much for that. Of course, you can also watch me live, which I think it's kind of cool. You're pretty much the first people who get to see me do this. And don't forget to sign up for a free newsletter. Go to e4electric.com/VIP. We send out the free newsletter. It's a bonus story every time, so it's an actual good content from us, the story that just we weren't able to cover throughout the week here or at e4electric.com, and it's free. It goes into your inbox. pretty much tomorrow if you're watching this on Friday when I'm making this video. All right, looking forward to your comments. Other than that, see you next time, and remember to stay charged.